Hello and welcome back to another obscure reference trailer reaction. The laughing guy who won't shut the fuck up is Chris. He's a special guest. He loves Fallout. He's the biggest Fallout fan I know. He'll tell you all the
Biggest.
lore about this. I'm
Oh,
Patrick,
nuclear wind.
and I'm joined by Austin as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so thrown for a loop. I've already done this intro, but we lost it, and it's totally fine. I'm not throwing shade at anyone. It's just how the sausage gets made. You know what I mean? So we got this new Fallout trailer. It's dropping next month. We're getting closer and closer to the release date, so we're gonna check in because we really like the first trailer, and we want to see what all this Fallout's about. Where are they falling from? Where are they coming out of? We gotta know
Who is out?
who is. So anyway,
Goggins, that's who.
About to run a marathon. Let's get it.
There. I'm
Hello
here to
there.
show you a wonderful place.
I like this fella.
A veritable Camelot. The nuclear age.
Veritable Camelot.
Not made by God Almighty, but the working man.
Ah, salt of the earth.
Howdy.
Working man, dude.
You can be a hero by purchasing a residence in a Vault-Tec vault today.
I could not handle if we had
What's gonna
rounded
happen tomorrow? The world is
monitors.
gonna need you.
Oh, I'd love it,
Better
dude.
day after.
Part of why I keep trying to play these games is because I love the 50s aesthetic with the wasteland. Oh shit! Cool, 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 cool.
Wait, what happened?
They're in LA.
Of the vaults should be important to everyone.
There was
Modern day
nukes.
LA, right?
Yeah,
That's what it looks
this
like.
is- Yep. Just
Yep,
like that.
that's it.
One day and restart civilization. Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years?
200 years.
I am.
I thought all you dipshits were dead.
Oh, by Westworld director. Holy shit.
It's insane.
Why'd they promote it like that?
It isn't like the vault out there. It's big.
Oh, Hollywood Boulevard. There he is
It's
again.
been a rough week.
That's a nose.
Practically every person I've met up here has tried to kill me.
Ooh.
Oh, Cogsworth.
You need to go
Uh-oh.
home.
Oh, it's that guy.
A world of rules,
Lost.
laws.
Oh,
Yeah.
how does that work when you're
You
pregnant?
should not be alone.
They keep giving you bigger suits?
Oh. Gosh. They must, right?
They have to.
hurt the people who hurt me.
Why does he look so familiar? Hold on.
People are going to come after you.
Talk me.
Ain't much stage cleanup here, Volty.
Oh,
Whoa.
oh my god, that was a giant hole.
Well, now
Massive.
that's a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of grub.
Amen, brother.
Ooh.
Look out at this wasteland. Looks like
Oh,
chaos.
is that America Ferrera?
But there's always
Is that who that
somebody
was?
behind the wheel.
Oh, bear. Oh. Oh.
That's what I'm wondering.
We're all wondering.
Everyone wants to save the world. They disagree.
Oh, there's
on
your rad
how.
roach.
Oh. Dog needs a hero.
There you are, you little killer.
Nice.
All
Oh,
episodes
there you go.
available. Interesting.
Oh, they're dropping it all at once.
Cool. Oh.
And they moved it up one day, I'm pretty sure, from what I read.
Yeah. Oh, here, let's get the title.
Unbelievable, dude.
Come on now.
Killer.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay,
You made
cool.
that so much more complicated than you needed to.
Shush, 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 shush. Well, it's always more complicated
Anyway.
than I think it's gonna
He
be.
tried.
I think that's that one made me more excited in some ways and more concerned in others. I really like how vibrant the world is pre-nukes in the contrast against the post-Fallout stuff.
Mhm.
And obviously, you know, it's like we were talking the 50s vibe and all of that is always fun in something like this. I would say that the creatures that we saw in this one made me more concerned. That was one of my big concerns going in, was like how they would, some of the more wacky elements, how they would make that all work. And I
Yeah.
think they worked better in the first trailer than they did in this one. So I guess I'm now kind of mixed on that, and I'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And as good as everything looked, I don't know how much, when you really think about playing the games, you get this kind of perspective, but some of those guns look ridiculous in the hands of the people because they're such outlandish, video game designs that when you put them in the hand of a real person, it can look a little odd.
Like, wouldn't that
Again-
almost like kind of take you out of it a little bit, you know?
When I saw it, yeah, in their hands a little bit, it does. And again, they didn't really give us details. I mean, I guess they give us a little more than the teaser in terms of the story, but I'm still not really like sure what this show is about. I was more of a sizzle reel, and so
Yeah.
I guess I didn't really move on my opinion of this. I just need to see it because they're not giving me enough to, other than like, I think the world looks pretty good.
Yeah. And I think that's ultimately where I fall on similar lines on that train of thought. I think this was I'm not gonna say a better showing than the last trailer. I just think it's more of what we saw in the last trailer, which is good. I really like. It really looks like they're nailing what the tone and the vibe of the games are.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a couple of more than a couple, a lot of famous like enemies, companions, creatures from the games in this trailer alone, and they all looked pretty decent. And yeah, I don't know if I necessarily need story details from this. I think I'm more trying to get sold in the world, which I kind of already am. And
Yeah.
if what Jonathan Nolan has said over the last week, that they're just kind of looking at this as Fallout 5 or whatever, then I'm just along for the ride. I'm just here to experience what they think that looks like. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at the cast too, and to see who some of these people were. The guy that plays the main actress's father is I don't know if John's still here, but he plays Paul Atreides in David Lynch's Dune. So shout out to that.
Shout out.
So yeah, that's cool. But yeah, Walton Goggins. I think they can make him as a ghoul look a little uglier, but I obviously, there's only so much you can do with prosthetics without making it look cheap or weird with CG. But yeah, I think, I know we mentioned it in the midst of that trailer. That did look it looks like it could get a little more gory than we thought. There's a massive hole in that one dude that got shot.
Yeah.
Which again fits perfectly with the Fallout universe. So
Yeah.
it looks like they're nailing the vibe and the tone of this, which is really all I ask for any video game adaptation, or any adaptation really.
Well, I kind of come at this with a different perspective because despite what was said at the beginning here, I am not a Fallout aficionado. I tried 3 times to beat Fallout New Vegas, and I failed every single time spectacularly. So I'm not really familiar with the world as it stands. I get the basic premise, right? But so kind of seeing this movie as someone who's not fully invested or doesn't fully understand the universe and the factions and how all that plays together, I admit I'm curious. But I could see, because this show could be amazing, but I think it could miss a large target demographic because of sort of the lack of clarity going into it. And it's a question of how much is going to be outright explained and how much is going to be like, oh, they're fans, they understand.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about this before because I bring this point up a lot, but in the era of streaming, if you don't sell me on your concept from the beginning, I'm just never going to watch it because I've got thousands of things that I could watch at any given time. And so the whole like old school way of like, oh, you hold everything back for the movie or show to come out, I don't think works anymore.
Yeah.
And that part, so like here, given that it's, an already existing IP, I guess you have bridged that gap a little bit in that I'm willing to watch it because of that. But I still need you in your, advertising to actually sell me on it.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
also,
that makes sense.
they also kind of compensate for that a little bit by not doing a week-by-week release. By dropping it all at once, it does kind of create that opportunity to, oh, I have a weekend. let me knock this whole thing out if I can. I mean, I don't know
Mm.
how long episodes are going to be, but like more than likely that's how I see myself watching this. Is like I've got a block of time, I've got a couple of days, nothing going on. I'll just knock the whole thing out in one go.
Hmm. And I think that's what intrigues me the most about this. We saw Disney Plus just do this with Echo not too long ago. Just and
Only it was
it
better.
right. That's a whole different conversation we haven't
Wait,
had. But
What was that?
If only it was better. The show.
I didn't watch it. I'll be honest.
at least watch episode 1. Daredevil's in it. But
Ooh, never
but
mind.
that was one of those things where it was like I don't know if they expected it to succeed, even though there were some people that are like, oh, it's pretty good, but a lot of people are like, we don't know. So I
Yeah.
think that's what led to that being like a single drop, maybe also as a callback to the Netflix era of Disney or Marvel shows. But it's interesting because Amazon hasn't really done this before with their releases. It's usually like 2
Yeah.
episodes, 3 episodes on the same day, and then the rest over however many weeks are left for however many episodes are left. So I'm curious to see why, or I don't
Now-
know if we'll ever learn, but I'd be curious to see why they're doing it like this.
Just to go a little bit more into that, do you think that is a vote of confidence or a lack of confidence by Amazon in this show in releasing it that way, in attempting this like different strategy from what they normally do?
Well, yeah, that's the real question, isn't it? I mean, they're promoting, hey, this is Jonathan Nolan, brother of Christopher Nolan. This is his thing. This is, he did Westworld. He's doing this now. And so they seem to be promoting the pedigree of it all. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know when. Maybe they're worried that it could overlap with The Boys, and they're trying to get your subscription to last longer. I don't.
Even
I don't know.
with Invincible too. That's coming out pretty shortly.
But yeah, that'll overlap with this too for sure. Yeah, because
I'd argue-
Yeah.
I'd argue that that's definitely part of it. I mean, you don't want them
Mhm.
to overlap, but I'd also argue that
Yep.
if you're really thinking about it, the two models of every week or all at once kind of depends on the content. So like let's
Yeah.
take like House of the Dragon, right? That's the type of show that's going to be deep enough that you're going to be able to have a conversation week by week about what's going on, and sustain the marketing of it, right? Or the marketability of it. Whereas I would argue, modern Fallout has gone much more towards action adventure and away from RPG. And I'd venture to
Yeah.
guess that the show mirrors that some. And so it'll be closer to like Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender release, where it's like, whether it's good or bad, if you just make it the talk of the town for the weekend, that will do you enough, to be able to continue forward. Given
Okay.
that it's not a show that's like, you're going to delve into every little detail of the background, unless, I mean, obviously like deep Fallout fans will, but
Yeah.
I would venture to guess that's part of it too.
Yeah.
It's safer for that kind of a show that it doesn't just fall off at the end.
Does it just fall out?
Hey, yo.
Indeed. I really think that one thing that this trailer does better for me than the first one is it hints more towards the darker side of Fallout. Like, I don't know, how much you guys know about some of the vaults and the weird shit that they get into, but when you really get deep into the lore, there's some wild stuff that they did in these as part of these experiments in the vaults.
Mhm.
And the way that the music kind of went horror-esque towards the end, and
Mhm.
some of the stuff like the shot of our main gal like all covered in blood, and the way that they shot that, like clearly they're veering more towards that, which will make me more interested in this than if it was wacky funny Fallout, which is still good. I mean, but you need to be supplemented by like something deeper that you actually want to hold on to.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that I think this trailer gives me more of, and that makes me more excited for this, because like the way that they do the set design is kind of like over the top a little bit. Like, I'm sure
Yeah.
like I was talking about with the guns and the characters and all of that, and the creatures. It's like part of the way they designed it is to be bigger and funnier and more outlandish, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really fault them for that, because it does feel consistent throughout.
Right. Mm-hmm. Agreed, for sure. Yep. Very cool. Yep.
Can't
Yep.
wait for this one. I'm definitely watching it.
No, I'm
Well, I
watching
guess-
I'll give it a watch. I've already got Prime Video, but honestly, even if I didn't, I don't think I'd buy it for this. But like, there's enough good stuff going on right now that if you're on there for a month or two, I think this is worth checking out for sure.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
the real question is, if you heard good things about it, would you want to? Like, are you close enough that if you heard it was really good, you'd want to do it?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like-
it's kind of hard to not like the world of Fallout. I know next to nothing about it, and it's like
Hmm.
it's
Just
cool.
conceptually, it's so great.
Exactly.
is.
So you get one person saying, "Oh, worth your time." Screw it, I'm
Mhm.
in.
Yeah, and even if it ends up being about the same level of quality as fucking Twisted Metal, that's still a fun time. It'll be worth watching it if you're a Fallout fan, you know.
Yeah,
So at the very least, this will be a fun watch, I think.
yeah.
That's
Not a
just where I'm
fan.
at.
It could be a good story, but if you are a fan, you might love this. Honestly.
Mhm.
Well, to be fair, one of the biggest arguments that that people were having in the comment section of our last reaction was our conversations about more recent Fallouts and people not agreeing with my take of it moving more towards the action adventure. So, I guess in the fandom
Oh.
themselves, they may be more key on this than I may be thinking.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
If that's the case, good for them.
Well, yeah, and from just general discourse, I'm not a part of the Fallout community because I've played, an hour of the third one, but it seems to me that people do seem to be, like Fallout fans do seem to be excited about this, and it is shaping up to be, meeting expectations. So fingers crossed it continues to meet that, and as we get closer to that, we will definitely check
And it's
that
a
out.
world that's got so many opportunities for stories, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Absolutely.
they're not doing the cinematic universe thing, but this is like, a world that you can build these things in and
Hmm.
continue to tell
Mhm.
good stories and interesting stories, just because when you get that wacky, I suppose what the barriers are for what you can tell as a story are pretty wide, because
Yes.
Yeah.
you have such a breadth to go with.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see. I know they're saying this is set in the same universe as the games. I'll be curious to see what that means moving into this, and if the games moving forward reference the show as well. I don't know.
That's a
We're
good
entering
point.
a new era of mixed media, being across different mediums. I'll be curious to see what that looks like for this. But yeah, that's about all I got for this. I don't know about y'all.
Can't wait for it to come out.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. So yeah, keep an
Definitely.
eye on our channel. We'll definitely be reviewing this, taking a look at this, a little peeksy do, if you will. So keep an eye on the channel around April 11th. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you know when that drops. You can also watch our streams every Monday and Thursday, and follow us on our socials. So with that, when we do a bonus stream, that's not on those days. You'll be notified right away. But yeah, until then, it's been our pleasure to react and discuss Fallout for you, and we hope you come back and watch us again and laugh and have a good time. Goodbye.